Mother's Secret. Mbielu Mbielu. Welcome. Midnight's Madness. Deep in the Republic of Congo, where the rivers wind like forgotten trails through the jungle's throat, where mist rises like breath from the earth, and secrets older than mankind move beneath the water. It began at dawn with the first amber fingers of light prying apart the night mist that clung stubbornly to the bends of the Lacula Aux Herbes River. A canoe, a long, narrow pirogue carved from a single ancient tree, creaked softly as it slipped into the water. The jungle around us was waking up in 1,000 chaotic voices, shrill cries of unseen birds, rustling leaves disturbed by clever monkeys, and the haunting, drawn-out bellows of creatures deeper within. I had come to the Republic of Congo chasing a whisper of a creature called Mbielu Mbielu Mbe, a name spoken by the Baaka tribespeople in hushed tones, always with a sideways glance at the trees. Loosely translated, it meant the animal with planks growing out of its back. Some thought it a legend, others swore they had seen it, massive, lumbering, reptilian, and disappearing beneath the swamp waters like a living fossil. I wasn't a scientist. I was a seeker of the strange, the forgotten, the feared, guided by Tamba, a local tracker with roots deeper than the mangroves themselves, quiet, weathered, his eyes always scanning the trees. We were 6 days upriver now, heading toward the region near Lake Tele, a basin so unexplored some maps still leave it blank. I wasn't alone on this journey. There were 4 of us, cutting upstream on a long, narrow pirogue carved from a single giant tree. Then there was Luc, the French cryptozoologist, full of notebooks and caution. Maya, a documentary filmmaker with nerves of steel and a drone she named Little Eye. And Tamba, a young Baaka tracker with the sharpest of hearing. Tamba whispered, "Keep your voice low. The river hears." Eyes scanning a stand of fan palms along the riverbank. "This is where they say it comes to feed." I followed his gaze. The river widened here, but shallowed too, revealing tufts of floating vegetation and waterlogged logs that jutted out like broken bones. The air was thick, syrupy with humidity, and smelled of wet bark and blooming orchids. Suddenly, a splash, low, deliberate, heavy. We froze. The surface of the water trembled. A wide wake moved slowly from beneath one of the floating rafts of vegetation. Not fast, not fish. I raised my binoculars just beyond the trees, the glimmer of movement, a hump, thick and grayish-brown, like damp leather. On its back, shapes? Ridges? No, they looked like wooden planks. Not wood, though. Spines. Flat, table-like ridges running down its back in a way that defied biology as we know it. Tamba made the sign of the cross. Mbielu Mbielu. Then it disappeared. We made camp on a small, dry rise, half a mile from the river. The fire was small, the jungle vast. The canopy above was a black ocean, pricked with stars, but every now and then we heard it. Not loud, not clear, but there, breathing, moving, always in the water. Tamba's voice was low and reflective. He said, "My uncle saw it once. Said it watched him for an hour. No one sees Mbielu twice. If you do, it means something." Maya said, "What does it mean?" Tamba was grim as he stated, "It remembers you. They say Mbielu Mbielu is not new. It was here before man. When my grandfather was young, he saw one sleeping in the reeds. Said its eyes glowed like lanterns, and when it breathed, the trees bent from its side. He poked the fire, sending sparks into the night. Some say it's a guardian. Others say it brings the storms. In 1957, a missionary from France went missing near this very place. All they found was his journal and a half-crushed tent, flattened like someone dropped a house on it. I asked him what the journal said. Timba smiled darkly, that the missionary saw Noah's beasts walking again. The next morning, we left the canoe and trekked inland, following a trail of churned mud and broken reeds. Something large had moved through there recently, very large. The earth was soft enough to hold prints that we found chilled my blood. Not clawed like a crocodile, not padded like an elephant. No, these were rounded impressions with claw-like tips, each about the size of a dinner plate, four-toed, spaced widely. Something walking low to the ground, something ancient. Later that afternoon, we came across what looked like a nesting area, massive depressions in the earth surrounded by crushed ferns, and in the chamber, a cracked egg, the size of a watermelon, its leathery shell leaking a foul, yolky paste, fresh. Tamba wouldn't go near it. That night the storm came. Lightning cracked open the sky. Thunder roared. Rain fell in curtains, thunder crashing above like war drums. We took shelter beneath a rock outcrop, but even there we felt the tremors. Something was walking nearby. Each step made the earth shudder slightly, and then a low groan, like metal grinding underwater, the sound of something exhaling deeply, long, rumbling, and beneath it all, we felt it. Something was walking near our camp, heavy, slow. A rumbling breath echoed like the earth itself exhaling. Maya was shaken. "Did you hear that?" In a flash of lightning, I saw it. Luke said, "I saw it. It was just there. Its neck, 20 feet long. God help us, it was watching." Silhouetted against the trees, half submerged in a marshy pool, the Mbielu Mbielu raised its head, a massive triangular shape, not unlike a sauropod dinosaur. It had a long neck, textured like bark and scaled in mossy patches, and down its back, unmistakably, were spiny protrusions, thick, straight, and jutting out like the crossbeams of an old shipwreck. But the eyes were what I remember most. They didn't shine like a predator's. They looked old, sad, like the jungle itself looked through them. And then it was gone. At dawn, we followed the trail. The ground was torn, the foliage crushed, and then an open clearing. Maya was excited. "Wait, look! That's an egg. Huge, leathery, cracked open. Whatever hatched did so recently." Tamba was shaking his head vigorously. We're not welcome here." That evening, the river was silent. We waited, breathless, and then it came. It rose from the river like a ghost dredged from the ancient past, its head long, triangular, eyes luminous, amber, sad, its back crowned with flat, vertical bones, flanks jutting skyward like a sunken cathedral, and yet it didn't threaten. It simply watched us. Luke said softly, "It's beautiful." Maya said, "It's like the earth is remembering something through it." Then, slowly, it lowered back into the water, vanishing beneath a swirl of lilies in silence. We never saw it again, but we left something behind, a part of ourselves etched into that jungle. The Mbielu Mbielu Mbe is not a myth. It is memory, living, ancient, watching, and waiting. The next morning, the air was eerily still. The river had risen and the trail was washed clean. Tamba was solemn. "You have seen what you came for," he said, "but it does not want to be followed." As we paddled downstream, I watched the jungle peel away behind us like a secret slowly closing itself. I had photos, yes, blurry, indistinct, proof, perhaps not, but I had seen it. The Mbielu Mbielu Mbe is not a myth. It was a memory that refused to die. And some part of me, even now, wonders if we weren't the intruders, that we didn't just stumble upon a creature. We trespassed into the living memory of Earth itself, a place where time folds in on itself, where the river keeps her oldest secrets. And sometimes, if you're very lucky, you catch a glimpse of something forgotten, something watching, something waiting. If you ever travel the river basin and the water trembles, do not speak.